I got the request from Spineless Cougar also do my statistics video in English, so I will try it with my basic English. So, yeah, we hiked through 14 states from Georgia to Maine. That is this year a distance of 2,193 miles. Then I also did the approach trail from Amicalola Falls State Park to Springer Mountain. That's about 8 miles. So it sums up to 2,200 miles. But let's say you have often off trail the water sources, shelter, the resupply to the town or daily. So you hike, let's say 0.1, 0.2, 0.5, 0.6 extra at least once, twice a day. So I estimate about another 100 miles, so that sums up to 2,300 miles. I said that's 3,700 kilometers. That's about the distance 2 times completely through Germany up and down. Yeah. And the direct line is only 1,100 miles. So the trail is winding around a little bit, especially in the south. So there were days where I saw the sun always in front of me, and I thought, we hiked the whole day to the south. So, but okay, that happens. Yeah, the lowest point on the trail was in Bear Mountain State Park. I think that was at the Hudson River in New York. The town was Fort Montgomery, if I remember right. It was 120 feet only. I think the lowest point was the bridge where you cross the Hudson. The highest point was here on my last stretch in the Great Smoky Mountains with Clingman's Dome, with about 6,650 feet. We had an complete elevation over the whole trail, about 464,000 feet. Then I hiked in total 171 days. We had 13 zero days, including the 2 days where we went down to North Carolina again. So that means we really hiked on 158 days. So the distance divided by the days means I have had an average of 13.9 miles a day. That means 22.4 kilometers. And based on that days of hiking, we had an average elevation per day about 3,000 feet. But we also had days with over 6,000 feet, especially in the north, in the White Mountains area. Yeah. I was surprised because I had 45 days in a bed. Let's say often a motor with nice beds, and often hostels with, let's say, more simple beds or bunks. That's a lot. I was a little bit surprised, but of course 13 zero days means at least 26 nights. And rest of the nights were of course shelter or tent. The tent, I would estimate maybe 15 to 20 times I slept in a tent. All the other nights were in a shelter. Yeah, my longest day was 27 miles. That was in the Shenandoah National Park at the end, where we had to, let's say, squeeze in the darkness through near to a ranger station, and we thought it's better to go into the darkness during the darkness, and so we added 5 miles or 6 miles to that day, so we end up on 27 miles. Regarding the hours, I think the longest day was 12-13 hours net hiking. Yeah. So the weight of my pack was, let's say, between 55 and 40 pounds. 55 because after resupply it was very heavy, and it's also a little bit how much water you take and how the water sources on the trail are at that moment. and yeah, 40 pounds if you ate all. And we had 6 and 7 day stretches where we took food, so you have to carry a lot of food. My body weight I lost round about in total 45 pounds. I'm working on gaining that back. But already after 6 weeks I lost 40 pounds, so the rest of the weeks and months were only a little bit up and down. In total I wear only one pair of shoes, that were expensive shoes but good shoes. Most hikers, or let's say I'm the only hiker where I know that had only one pair. Also Pacer had 2 pairs, and most hikers wearing kind of trail running shoes that are kind of sneakers, and they have to replace them each 400 or 500 miles. Yeah, what my gear, I was satisfied with my gear. Most gear survived and is still good, like sleeping mate and sleeping bag, tent. Of course my shoes were done after that time. I was surprised it was more a problem with the inside, the inlet and the soles and all. So I throw them away, and also my poles, they were bent a lot of times, and I was not able to collapse them anymore, so I throw them also away or retire them at the last hostel where we stayed in Hot Springs. I had to replace 4 things. One is the rain cover for my backpack that was destroyed due to a lot of branches stick into the trail, and yeah. So that was really the only replacement that I had, because something was yeah, out of order, or, yeah. And I lost, so I replaced, because I lost my buff. That was, I think after 1/3 or so, I lost or forgot somewhere my sitting mate, so sitting pad heißt, glaube ich. I don't know where and when. And of course you saw it in the video, I lost one of my Crocs in the Mahoosuc Notch. I had fell down in a deep hole and I was not able to get it again, so I had also to replace that. Yeah, that was my statistics for my hike.